So I actually have a question on this last topic to work on something that Sue said about how she just wanted an axe to smash someone's face in. And that was cause I posed a similar question that Shots did out to some other discords of other streamers that I know and everything. And that is the general conception of the female characters always being like the fragile, supportive type. You don't see many of those that are like strong, strong, physically strong.
Like too damselly, the
Yeah,
damsel.
and even as they mentioned, um, starting to see a few other ones. For example, in Overwatch, you have Zarya, who's who's built like a she's a female bodybuilder.
Early, yeah.
They even mention, I'm not sure how you say the name, Eleor from Lao
Oh,
from
Ilaoi, Ilaoi,
yeah,
Ilaoi. Yes,
from
yeah.
League.
She's Samoan and
Yeah,
wonderful.
so we're starting to see diversity in the female characters. They're not all like fragile like supermodels
Like
fighting
oh,
in
like
heels.
yeah. Like I think League of Legends, especially, and then other people, and then Overwatch said they do a really good job with distributing their female characters because there's such a wide variety of personalities as far as they go in those games. Like my favorite character in the game is Diana, and Diana is like a badass moon goddess, takes no shit from nobody kind of character, and I love that personality about her, and like I feel like, and then there's other you have, on the flip side, you have somebody like Jinx, who I also think was an amazing character that came out with. Usually you come out with a new female character, they have to be like proportionally all of this and look appealing. Jinx is just a pale, flat-chested, psycho Joker girl, and she is like the funniest and the funnest person to play, and people loved Jinx when she came out because of that fact that they made her normal. They made her normal instead of trying to make her give her a supermodel bod and personality. They just made her who she was. And I love that about that game as far as the different personalities, especially with their female characters in general. That's how they diversify them because none of them feel the same to me. They all have their purpose, they all have their personalities and stuff like that. And it fits in pretty well as far as League goes. Overwatch, I think, also did a good job defining female characters, like I said, Zarya, and then of course we all know Tracer, and then you've got Mercy and everyone else up there. As far as everyone's different. No one's just like, oh, I'm just here to heal, and just kind of sit back. And even the storylines, I'm just here, just kind of be a supporting character and just kind of get saved. No, we're gonna kick ass too, and that's what I like about these new games as far as what they've done with their characters, as far as that goes. So, good job, Riot, in my opinion. But I think there definitely needs to be a bigger increase as far as like main characters, though. As far as like when the game comes out, I know we've had some at E3 release where they do have female leads, but like I definitely want to see more of them. Like as far as I definitely want to see, like, I don't know, like give me like, I don't want to say Call of Duty, but like give me like a game that's like popular and give like a female lead and try that out. I think that'll be.
I mean, yeah, I mean, there's a few. I like, for example, I can think of Mirror's Edge. Obviously, the main character is female.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Even the new Tomb Raider games, they've made Lara Croft more, not as much of a sex symbol. I feel like the old original Tomb Raider
Yeah,
games,
yeah.
and I want other one.
It
Lara
was
Faith from Mirror's Edge. Oh, I think it was actually mentioned. Was it mentioned in Thread? The whole Mass Effect male
yeah,
female shepherd.
yeah. Essentially what they were saying is uh to see femshep on the cover you have to like change it a certain kind of way so that it's like shows in the background, which is like saying like, well, why don't we just make her female to begin with? Like games like that we can make females. I mean, yeah, you can make any character you want to, but essentially put out like, I mean, they have this Assassin's Creed games with female leads. Put out like, a Call of Duty with a female, Soldier League, or put out like you know, what's another one of those games that came out these days? Like put out a Dead Rising with a female Frank West, stuff like that. Like we don't see that kind of stuff out there. And like the ones that have come out there, I cited like the good ones, every time they try to put a female character in there just for like putting it there for their sake, it's been kind of bland. Like they can do so much more with that. They can do so much more personality wise.
I really wish, personality differences in characters. I mean, and like Rick's knows like a lot of my friends in real life. So like make characters like my friends in real life. Like I have friends that are goth. I have friends that are, all different kinds of personalities that, it's like women don't have one personality. We are, that's what makes us who we, it's like what we, it's really funny because my best friend that sits next to me at work, I mean, we're vastly different, but we connect on so many levels because, it'd be like one of us is, I'm blonde and fair and she is dark headed and, and we complement each other so much that it's just not even funny. And I don't get that from games because I don't think that the vast majority of developers of games ever get that. It's like they're vastly guys and they are just making stereotypes of women that they want to see.
Mm-hmm. Do you think it's like a marketing strategy as far as when they do that, or just?
Yes, because the vast majority of gamers are guys. So who are they paying? Who are they going to? They're going to develop games that guys are going to buy. Because the vast majority of people that buy games are guys. I mean, yes, that's on the change, finally. But until you get, like, girls that are into, like, developing games, like Jashadi, that is her goal, is to get into being a game designer. I mean, that is amazing. And my cousin works for Nintendo. And that is, I mean, her and her boyfriend streamed for years, and that's like one of her major points is that until girls and women get into the gaming industry and are able to I don't know, make a change, I just really don't think we're good. I mean, I don't think it's changing as fast as it needs to, I guess.
How do you feel, Sue? You have any thoughts on that?
Well, I'd agree. I mean, from all I've seen from game developing, it's just as I'm an audio engineer, so I see it as just as horrible, if not worse, as far as the sexism in the guy club. And I mean, until enough women really break that barrier, I don't really think that we'll get a good presence. It'll just always be the damsel in distress and the half naked female model and just all bland characters, stereotype characters
that aren't taking more of a forward role. Yeah, it is kind of a barrier to entry, like especially in those male dominated industries like audio engineering, even music.
Well, I mean, other minorities are advancing. I mean, you see those on the rise in all aspects, but female seems to be behind that curve. It's like we're a minority, but we're not a represented minority, I guess.
It's like you're there, but you're not seen or heard. It's like, oh yeah, I know you're there, but you're not acknowledged about things. Okay. How about you, Chess? You got any thoughts on this?
I agree about the personality thing so much because, like, me, Shots, I can go from like 0 to 100 like nobody's business. But like, I want a character who's like sassy, but then she can be sweet, but then she'll be back to being sassy and being salty at you for doing something stupid. Like that's why I really like the scoundrel character. There you go. Yeah, like it has to be a multifaceted character, but still be a good storyline without. Like, it's so much for them to work in, I feel, but I feel like if they really, like, put that into a game, like, it'd be great.
Well, essentially all that development is spent on making, the same kind of male character. Why not try to put what you're putting that male character into a female character and see how it comes in? Like, all those same kind of strong, silent type, those kind of tropes put into a female character. Like it wouldn't be too hard, and I wouldn't mind playing. Like I played back on the PS2. This is a long time ago, but there was this game called Nightshade I played. It was like a ninja game, and it had a female main character. I loved that game. It was so badass. Character was badass. Did a great job. But those are Japanese people, they're a little bit different.
Mhm.
So like, I want to see like Treyarch. I want to see like more of Ubisoft. I want to see like an EA put their resources to put out more games that have badass female characters that we don't mind playing. So that's why I just want to see that out of the industry. But like I said, there's a barrier to entry, and as far as until you get like-minded people into those positions to make a change, I don't think there will be change until that happens, which is unfortunate.
Although, I actually remember some of the other examples I had. In the new Gears of War, I don't know the name of the female chick.
Oh yeah, there's females in Gears of War. Yes. There's one of the last one as well.
Yeah, but like they're kicking ass for everybody else. Even in the last episode when we went over E3, some of the newer games, Horizon, Recall, have female protagonist leads. Another one that people have been, this is off topic when it comes to gaming, but the Beyond Good and Evil. People have been wanting a sequel to that one for years. They wanted one from Ubisoft. That's a female. But then on the flip side, you have games like Lollipop Chainsaw.
Yeah.
Bayonetta. Which are kind of... There's even some other Japanese one that like kill demons and cover yourself in blood and some weird shit. I don't know.
It just like kind of mix the whole kind of...
Like it over-sexualizes it.
Over-sexualized violence.
Some of this is the Japanese and Korean culture.
Mm-hmm.
And that doesn't help. They're
true.
not on the same page as us here in the States. They're not.
Especially remember the Dead or Alive period, and also the Dead or Alive volleyball swimsuit edition, where all the female characters had twice the ass and twice the tits and were in bikinis and just fighting on the beach. I was like, we all know what that game's pandered towards. It's like, it gets so bad sometimes. But I mean,
Dead or Alive.
Some of it might be a cultural thing as far as that goes, but then again, it's being done everywhere though. So I mean, it's obviously more extreme cases than others, but like, just going back to Terra, like, I mean, there are some outfits there that we can cover up, but for most of the point, you dress one kind of way as a female character, and it's like we don't have any other choices. So I guess maybe it is a thing at some point that they think that guys who play games are just a bunch of horn dogs who want to see a little bit of skin. I guess I understand where they're coming from at that point in time, but still, like, I mean, even for us, like, we don't always want to just be.
So I have a question for Shaz as the other male in this discussion.
Okay.
I have heard from a few people who have played Star Wars throughout the years with me. Some people have used this excuse. I play a female tune because I figure, well, if I'm gonna be staring at this tune for hours on end,
yes,
I may as well have it look hot.
Yes, I've had that same excuse.
I have never
from almost everybody.
I've heard that from every guy
every guy.
I have never really thought of that. Really, I mean, if the character looks hot, okay, yeah, but I'm not like looking at my own character like, oh yeah,
like, oh yeah, like, like, I mean, I understand everyone wants their character to look attractive. I mean, I understand that, but like, I'm not playing because they're attractive, I guess. You know what I'm saying? Like, for me, I didn't have a female tune for the longest time. I didn't make one until before the latest expansion came out, because for some reason, I was so against it. I was like, I'm never making a girl tune, because I was like, I want my characters to look like me. And I'm a dude. I'm gonna make dude characters. I no need for make a female. Never doing it. And then, I made just one, and then I was like, oh, some outfits look a little bit better on female characters than others. And then I started having female characters that outnumbered my male characters, just cause. But I didn't do it because, I mean, the whole thing is like, if I'm gonna stare at a screen all day, it's gonna be something I want to look at. Because I can't really get behind that idea. Because I mean, I don't get it. Like I'm not like sexually attracted to my character that I make because I feel like that's a representation of me. So that will make me narcissistic and kind of in a kind of disgusting kind of way. I guess if I thought that way, but like I just could never get behind that thought train. I mean, I guess I understood where they're coming from as far as they want to sit there and look at not the dude's butt all day, but like still, I mean, it just didn't occur to me to find a character that I made sexy. You know what I'm saying? Like it just didn't click in my head like that.
I also don't know one female who makes a guy character to stare at his butt all day.
Mm-hmm. So like, it just doesn't make sense in my opinion.
Well, to tell you the truth, guy tunes, their ass is nothing to stare at.
It's like a box.
Exactly.
I guess I haven't been staring at guy butts lately.
Well,
Or guy
Well, we
character
have one
butts.
guy in
I
Guild
think
that
it's-
he is so into his outfits and stuff that he's
Yeah.
like, "What do you think of this? How does this look?" And I'm like, "You look like pretty much a box."
I think it's because they spend all the time focusing on making sure they get like the female ass, female boobs. So the games that have jiggle physics. Because if you can make jiggle physics, I mean, people will just do character creation and just sit there for hours
Yeah.
probably.
Yeah, they'll just sit there for hours. I know, like I'm talking about Dead or Alive. I know people who didn't even know the franchise about the game just for that. Like, I understand like realism, but at some point you're just doing it for the fan service, and that's just.
I'm not
I
even
mean,
sure of realism because I mean some of the gliders when you make a character is like I don't know, man. I mean, I don't think you can fight if you're walking around with like
with like the gravitational effect, sometimes
yeah.
like there's no way it would be effective in like a fight, especially what you're doing. It's just like, come on, man, just we know what you're doing it for. And like at that point, I think that's when it's like kind of out of hand for me, because like I'm not saying it makes me like uncomfortable, but it just kind of just like it's like you take a bite of something you used to like a lot, and it's like it tastes good, and then after a while you kind of getting tired of the flavor, and you kind of just taste disgusting to you. A while, it's like you're trying ready for something else, like you want something with more depth, essentially, and essentially it just feels like that. Like essentially it's stale to me. Like yeah, like I guess some guy wants to look at boobs all day, you know, he can I guess make a character and do that, but you can have videos for that, like where it's a game. If you want to play, we want content, we want stuff to do. Yeah, I guess it's okay if we want to dress our character however we want to dress them while we're doing it, but we still want to do stuff with that character, which is why we made them, not just like spend hours in character creation looking at sliders of how the physics affect your body, if you will. So they need to get that to their heads, in my opinion. I think there needs to be just a whole. I mean, I feel like there's too much of an over sexualization of like just females, period. And sometimes, obviously, some games more than others. I just kind of just want them to be normal at times, because I mean they're normal in real life. Like I'm just don't. I wish everyone walked outside looked like a supermodel. I mean we all do, but that's not reality. And I wish some games will take into consideration. You know what I'm saying, like I wish there would be a more accurate representation of how people actually look on a day-to-day basis. The Witcher does a good job of that. Other games do not. So other games need to step up.
Did you bring up The Witcher? Really?
I did.
I
Okay.
really, really loathe that game.
Why?
Because all it is about is collecting women and sleeping with everybody and no, do not even get me started on The
Okay,
Witcher.
aside from the main character being a ladies' man,
A ladies' man is
That's
a nice
about
way of putting it.
all-
A whore
everyone-
would be a better way of
everyone
putting
else.
it. If it was
like-
a female character, it would be whore.
listen, another conversation for another
Just
day.
saying.
But the NPCs like walking around town though, like the main quest givers. I mean, they're like normal looking people. Some are hot, some are not. Just like everyday life.
I
Some of the
see
dudes are
that
hot, some
look,
are not.
Brixpo. Just saying, I can see your face. And I know, and I'm aiming that at you.
You know,
To
so
be,
like
to
I
be
said,
fair, I didn't play the whole series, so
Hmm.
I think it does get better. I think because isn't there an option to play as a female?
Really?
and in The Witcher 3, you have just female characters you play as.
You can play as a girl, but you get to sleep with the women? Is that it?
No, unfortunately. I mean, no, you can't. No,
Shots.
no. You don't get to do that. I mean, even if you play as Geralt, you don't have to sleep with anybody. The options are there.
No, but everybody chooses to.
What do you want us to do? I mean, it's part of the game.
What do you want us to do?
It's romance options. Like that's what it is. But that aside, like I was saying, they do a good job as far as humanizing the human race. I guess everyone looks different. You know, everyone ranges. You know, fat, skinny, freckles, no freckles, pale, melanin. Like The Witcher, I think, as far as the population goes, they have pretty good representation as far as the sprites they made to look as, you know, realistic as possible. Of course, you know, the heroines are going to be the sexiest ones because, I mean, it's Geralt. Come on now. Like, he's the best. But other than that, you know, they do a pretty good job. That's how I feel about that.
See, this is like this stems from the same conversation that I have with my friends about Disney princesses. Okay, I'm a huge Disney fan, but yet most of those princesses have no personality. And I get so irritated at Disney because I don't know if you've ever seen. Okay, don't give me that look. Megara from Hercules has a personality and is good looking. Why can't they all be like that?
Isn't Megara like black as well, or is it the other one that was black? Is the other
No.
one? The Princess and the Frog is black.
Tatiana.
That's
right.
Tatiana.
Okay, that's the one. Megara, yeah,
Who also has a personality, by the way. That's another good one that they did a good job with.
I never thought of it that way. Like,
I like.
But then Disney has its own problems. But I mean, yeah.
What,
like I said,
singing to the birds with some personality?
Oh, I know, right? Like that's actually gonna happen.
like I mean, like I guess they kind of took the whole trope from Disney. Like, you know, yes, we can be princesses, but we're not going to act like princesses. We're going to be, the title is there, the gowns are there, the balls are there. Well, not like that, but like the gowns and the parties are there. But like, princess isn't like a dainty, like flowery job. Like, you have to get your hands dirty and do some shit. You know, as you'll see in real life of real princesses, they have to, it's a political position. We have to do stuff. I think Disney kind of painted like a false kind of, you know, image of the actual title, which then was carried on into any other game. Whereas if there's a princess in the game, they're gonna need some kind of saving. Mario, Zelda, freaking.
Wow, Zelda was also chic in one of the games.
Oh well, yeah, well, yeah, she was chic. Yeah, okay. Zelda in some of the timeline, yes, some of Zelda not saved, but like literally in Kingdom Hearts, you save all the princesses. Like it's an incountable number, and rarely is it one the other way around, or is it like the princess is out there killing people with you? Like that's what I want to see. But you just gotta. I'm tired of going to the castle, getting somebody that's just like in some kind of cage, and it's like, hey, you saved me, thanks. All right, cool, that's the game. No, we want more out of it, man. We want to see the political struggle. We want to see the actual political policies behind it. Make her a princess is fine, but like make it kind of like a power game, because it is a power game. I want to see that.
So I actually remembered another example I forgot to bring up that actually kind of plays on what Shotzi said. That is Donna 2. Now plays Emily now. And in the first game, spent half the game trying to save her. Second game, we get to play. So, and based on what people have seen, I think a lot of people are gonna probably end up picking Emily. Sounds like, based on what we saw over Corvo. So that's an example of even the video trailer that they showed. She's wrecks those robots, whatever the hell
She's
things.
OP, man.
Yeah.
Like,
that's a good example as well of a character that in the first game, from what I saw, again, this is me watching someone spew on the game, but you know, you spend the game rescuing her, and now she's just wrecking face.
but then again, that whole rescuing her at that point, that's fine, because she was a little girl, you know, parents were murdered. I understand she can't really do much. Now she's older, she knows what's going on, she's getting her hands dirty. It's badass, and she's OP. Like, of course we're gonna play that character. Like, you know, Go ahead.
I mean, like they could have very easily have gone a traditional route and
Oh
just done like a sequel and have you still just play as Corvo. They didn't have to.
It's just like report.
Yeah, they didn't have to introduce a badass Emily, but they did, which is another good example of a female. And even then, she's not dressed in any provocative manner. From what I saw.
Nah, she's dressed to kick ass, man. And that's what I like taking care of business. And like, especially from all the friends that I know that are getting Dishonored 2, well, Robbie included, everyone I know has been raving about how they want to play as Emily, how they really do this. Which just means like we don't care as much about, I guess, the guys or having excessive female. We want somebody just badass. Just give us someone badass with its OP, we'll play them. It could be a chicken. Just give us something that will be interesting to play. Like, so we don't care. So I think they need to get that through their heads as far as like, we don't care about the tropes. We just want something that works well and is good at doing what they're supposed to be doing. And that's what it is. That's what makes a good character. That's what makes a good character in the game. That's what makes us want to play something. But they don't get us every time. But anyways, so going back to the little topics a little bit, I did want to get into as far as back into the community, as far as there's been people we've met, friends during games we met during this. And I know there's been a lot of, I guess, creepy incidents as far as guys are involved. But at what point does it become, I guess, comfortable or okay when you start like talking to somebody in pursuit to being a friendship into an eventual relationship? Like, when does that sense come in? Like, when does it get okay to do that?
Are you talking about like when you're taking it from somebody you know online to actually somebody you want to talk to outside a game?
Yeah, on a game, or even like a relationship with somebody like that. Yes, like when you meet some people through the game. Like,
I think mostly it's when that person is talking to you and like either it's through voice chat or whisper, and they're like you can tell that they're on the same page. It's like you're talking about like, hey, how's it going? And they're like they don't come across as like giving you stuff and trying to like monopolize your attention, but yet they're just like, hey, if you need anything, I'm here. Or it's like, I really respect what you're doing. If you need help with that, let me know. It's people that take an interest in, I guess it's people that, to me, it's people that are into the betterment of the whole. Like, I am a huge guild person. I mean, like, if you're going to work as hard as I do to make this guild a place that people want to be, then I that brings down one part of my wall, and then if I see that, and that person is like genuinely talking to me, like, we have similar interests, or what you said was really funny, and I really relate. It's when they talk to you on an individual basis, but yet they're still being a real person.
Of the boundaries, okay.
Yeah, they're not crossing those boundaries, that are just like creepy, because we all know that those guys are out there, and then then I might. It's like I was telling somebody today. I let very few people get close to me. I mean, I am friendly with everybody, but there are very few people that actually know me on a day-to-day basis. And if you get to that point, then, because I've been hurt, I've been used, I've been abused, I don't know, people online, there's no consequences for them. So I don't know. I mean, I think that's the point for me, is that if they're being real with you, and everybody's line for that is different, though. So